Uh, this is music to my ears, without a doubt. What's up, guys? I'm back again with another video today. So, before I get to the topic, I want to make 3 announcements. Well, 2 out of 3 announcements, because one of the topics I'm not sure. The first one is gonna be my final ever, I'm just saying, final ever Bruce Blitz response, because there was a bunch of things that I overheard from a reliable source, and I'm like, okay, because supposedly he took a shot at me, so eventually I will address that. The second thing, the Asylum's funniest moments. The Asylum's funniest moments of 2019 will also be a video made when I get there. And third, and this is a if, this isn't a guarantee, but the third video will be about, do legends today really draws? Why are they really draws? Including like Brock Lesnar being a champion, and of course all of the legends who come back here and there, so on and so forth. But it's not a guarantee yet. I would have to think about that, considering this topic is pretty much going to validate my point, so there might not be a need for one, but hey, we'll get to that eventually. So those 3 videos I'm planning on doing by the end of the year, or nearly the end of the year. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna upload all 3 videos on December 31st. No, I'm not gonna do that. But somewhere around December, those 3 videos will be uploaded. 2 out of the 3, maybe. We'll see. Now, why am I saying all this? Well, the first reason why is to get you guys up to date on the videos I will be doing by the end of the year. But secondly, because Monday Night RAW this week, Monday Night RAW drew in a 1.71 rating. And one of the main important guys on Raw, or one of the biggest supposed draws on Raw, on Monday Night Raw, or maybe the biggest one. I mean, I'll be honest there. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin returned to Monday Night Raw this week, and this week got a 1.71 rating. Now, before I get any further, this is not a bash video or a hate video towards Stone Cold. I appreciate the greatness of his legacy, his career. You know, he was the biggest draw in WWF, probably the biggest draw ever. You know, people argue Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan, so on and so forth. But during the Attitude Era, most definitely he was the biggest draw. And he was the main one who helped WWF, you know, kick WCW's ass in the ratings. But this is not, it's not the Attitude Era anymore. It's not that era anymore. This is today's generation of wrestling. Today's Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I can give a fuck what anybody has to say. I don't give a shit if you get butthurt or sensitive over what I got to say. This is the fact. Stone Cold Steve Austin is not a draw today. He's not. He is not a draw today. I don't give a fuck who gets, how many butthurt Stone Cold Steve Austin fans get offended. He's not a draw today. And the rating for Monday Night Raw this week proved it. Because let's think about this. Let's think about this real quick. Stone Cold. It's not like he showed up at the very beginning of Raw and just kind of like how, you know, the episode back in October 2015 where Stone Cold started off the show and we never saw him again. When Undertaker returned, when Ric Flair returned, when Shawn Michaels returned, which ironically, the rating for that show at that time, there was not much massive increase or decrease for that matter. The ratings didn't really change all that much at that time. You know, anybody wants to go and look that up, you know, you go ahead and do that. But anywho, yeah, it's not like Stone Cold, you know, just appeared at the beginning segment and then we never saw him again. No. Stone Cold showed up at the beginning of the show. I think he had a segment with AJ Styles. They had like a little back and forth. I haven't gotten a chance to actually sit down and listen to the between, because I don't follow WWE. I'm not subscribed to WWE on YouTube or anything, or definitely not on the network. But I am interested to see that interaction between Stone Cold and AJ Styles. You know, considering I like AJ Styles, I'm a fan of AJ Styles. And to see him and Stone Cold have a little altercation in the ring, I'm sure, you know, entertained plenty of people who are fans of both, you know. But anywho, so yeah, Stone Cold showed up at the beginning of the show, and Stone Cold Steve Austin showed up at the very end of the show. Now, people could talk about, you know, people could throw excuses all they want. They could talk about, oh yeah, but Stone Cold, you know, maybe, you know, people stopped watching during the middle of the show and they ended up watching the ending of the show. It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. Raw drew 1.71. 1.71. Okay? These same people, whenever WWE had the Raw reunion, overpraised the Legends like a motherfucker because they came back collectively as a group. Stone Cold came back, Hulk Hogan came back, Ric Flair came back. Many of the Legends came back for that Raw reunion. And the Raw previous of that drew in 2.5 million people. And on that episode of Raw, the Raw reunion, they drew in 3 million people. So 500,000 more people tuned in for Raw reunion. Now, here's something that some of you may not know. The year previous, I believe it was the year previous, Raw had the Raw 25th anniversary. And the Raw prior to that show, they drew in a little more than 3 million people. Like a middle between 3 million and 3.5, like somewhere in between. And the Raw 25th anniversary drew in 4.5 million people. So for the Raw 20th anniversary, they drew in 1.5 million more people for that show, or a little less than, you know, 1.5 million people to tune in to Raw's 25th anniversary. Now, let's think about this. So, if WWE were to draw in that many amount of people for the Raw 25th anniversary, how come they couldn't do it with the Raw reunion? How come they only drew 500,000? Shouldn't they have drawn just as many from the Raw 25th anniversary? You know, depending on how many people are watching Raw prior to that. You know, because there was less people watching. There's less people watching wrestling today than there was last year at that time. But if these legends, if there are these big draws, if these legends are these big draws nowadays, how come they can only draw 500,000 people? How come they can only draw half compared to Raw 25th anniversary, that draw in 1.5 million? All I'm saying is this: WWE promoted the hell out of Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back to Raw. There was news out, you know, they posted on the news. They made announcements on Raw prior to that. You know, they Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. They promoted Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back to Raw this week. And not even that, WWE could not draw in the people that they hoped they wanted to draw in. You know, once again, you know, these Stone Cold fans, they could make all the excuses they want. You go ahead and do that. But the bottom line is, Stone Cold can't draw shit. Oh man, I you know, going through this video, I just cannot wait for the backlash, if I get backlash. But from all these people who praise these legends coming back, oh yeah, these people still draw, blah blah blah. Yeah, they can only draw collectively. There's a difference. There's a difference between drawing as a single individual, drawing as a group of individuals, or drawing as far as the advertisement, like the Raw reunion, the Raw 25th anniversary. So, is it the wrestlers that draw, the legends that draw, or is it the name of the show, the advertisement of the show, that's the draw? And eventually, when I do that video, I'm gonna show pretty much the proof of every single time that a legend came back this year, probably a couple years prior to that as well, to compare the differences. So yeah, you know, you're telling me Stone Cold, the biggest draw in WWF history. You're telling me the big bad, some of you claim he's the GOAT, right? He's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. You're telling me the GOAT can't even draw anymore? Not even Stone Cold? Holy shit. Stone Cold Steve Austin drew in 1.71. Wow. Wow. That's unbelievable. It's funny, all these people were bragging, oh yeah, these guys can still draw, you know, whenever the Raw reunion happened. But then when Stone Cold comes back with a 1.71, you know, they have nothing to say then. How funny. That just goes to show you, just like I've said on previous videos, you could bring as many legends as you want to come back. You could you know, change the WWE around. You're actually giving the fans what they want pertaining to entertainment value, wrestling value, whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, the WWE has gotten to a point that no matter what, and this is pretty much desperation as well, bringing Stone Cold and all you guys back. No matter what, WWE will not bring back the old school fans that they used to. They will not bring back the wrestling fans that used to watch the shows. It's too late at this point. It's too late. Unless something magically happens, you know. And I'll give them this: if The Rock were to come back full time, or you know, as many times, you know, enough, you know, to get people's interest back, then hey, we're talking. You know, since The Rock is a big star, he's a mainstream star, you know, making millions of dollars a year, you know, to make all these movies. Then sure, you go ahead and do that. I doubt they'll do it because, you know, The Rock is so busy with his career and shit. So they're gonna have to try to, you know, do the best they can. But yeah, other than that, Stone Cold. yeah, that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.